Hi there, Kristen here. I'm the founder of Roots of Radiance Reiki. And today I'm here to talk with you about something that's a little heavy. I want to talk about ecological grief. Ecological grief is the grief that we feel for the land, for nature, for what has been done to the land, what is being done to the wilds. And I want to talk about this because it's something that I have always felt very deeply. And the more I've worked with the universal, spiritually wise life force energy known as Reiki, the more attuned I've become to the land, to this earth, the more I have felt the ways in which my energy is intermingled, commingled, a part of, never separate from this natural world of ours that we live in. And I am someone who has often felt deep, deep grief for the way that we have treated the land that we live in. Whether it is cutting the grass, pulling weeds, cutting down trees, bulldozing the wilds to create cement developments, there is a deep grief that I feel, deep sadness, a sadness that sings from my soul and calls all out from my heart. I feel this sadness when I drive on roads that are in existence because we have blown up parts of mountains. I feel this grief when neighbors cut down trees, when I am in spaces that are more concrete and with no wild land. There's a deep grief that I feel. And for many years, I tried to avoid this feeling, deny this feeling, run from this feeling. And the truth is that there is no running from it, right? Like, the truth is that the only way for me to find any sort of peace is to let myself feel the grief. And it was very recently that I learned, or rather was able to reframe my perception of grief, right? Because being raised within American culture, grief is something to be avoided. Grief is not really a feeling that we're allowed to feel or express. And if we do feel it, it's often in a very repressed form. And so recently I had a reframe offered to me whereas grief was seen as an offering of our love to the world, right? Because we cannot grieve that which we do not love. We cannot mourn that which we do not deeply love and appreciate. We are not sad of losing things that we do not love or appreciate. And so when we grieve, we are giving an offering of our love to the world. We are showing the world how deeply we love it. And so I say this to say that I wish for all of us to give ourselves permission to feel the grief around what we have done to this planet. Now, at times grief can feel insurmountable. It can feel as though we are going to drown or it is going to wash us away. And I want to name that and hold that because that can feel immensely scary. I also want to name that we are exceptionally resilient beings with this magical ability to transmute and transform energy. We have within us the capacity and the power to move, metabolize this energy of grief and really let it radiate from us in an energy that is unconditionally loving, that is exceptionally grateful, that is honoring the life that is all around us. I say this because I think too often within this American society where I live, where there are so many reasons to feel full of grief, that it can feel easier to push the grief away, to numb, to avoid. And yet when we deny ourselves these feelings, we create opportunities for more harm to be done, right? When we are able to have conversations with each other, when we are able to hold space within our own being, for the destruction, for the sadness, all of a sudden, maybe there are opportunities for something else to happen. Whereas if we just pretend that the destruction of ancient tree beings and or the annihilation of ecosystems is no big deal, part of progress, all of a sudden we see what has occurred all across this nation, which is the total disregard for the sacredness of life, which is the total disregard for the sanctity of any life that is not human and like white human, which is just problematic and leads to all sorts of horrendousness. And so I bring up this need for us to just give ourselves permission to feel the grief, because when we give ourselves permission to do that, we are giving more love into this world. We are witnessing a great sadness and letting our heart open up to that. And in doing so, we are creating space for healing. It's really when we shut down our hearts and when we turn away that we are leaving untended wounds. There is a great call right now to witness the harms that have been done, that are being done, and to begin to find ways to hold within our body all that which has been done so that we can begin to heal, metabolize, reconcile, and move forward. Yeah. So I say all that, and I would also like to invite us into a practice now to ground our energy and to really just help us get embodied, right? It's not always easy or familiar to feel these big feelings. And yet, if we are to move forward in a way that is different from those that came before us, I think it is imperative that we begin to learn once again how to sit with our feelings and hold these big feelings and let ourselves grieve that which is worthy of grieving. Because when we disconnect ourselves from our grief, all of a sudden, nothing is sacred, and harm is done without holding the weight of what that violence is inflicting on ourselves as well as others. And so I believe that if we wish to change, then we do need to start holding the difficult truths and letting ourselves feel the big grief feelings, because let's face it, there's a lot in our society that is worthy of grieving. And so today we're just talking about ecological grief. And so if you can, get somewhere right now where you are in nature, where you can be in contact with nature, whether that is sitting on the ground, whether that is in relationship with a houseplant, whether that is staring at the sky or staring at a tree or watching an animal do its thing. We are going to be tuning into the energy of earth, grounding, and sending some love. All right. So get somewhere where you're connected with nature, and as you feel comfortable, let your eyes close. Closing our eyes helps us to bring our awareness inward and become a little bit more aware of our subtle senses that are not our sight. Let's go ahead and take a couple of deep breaths. If it feels good, you can place your hands on your body. You can place your hands on the ground or on a plant. We're going to breathe here, letting ourselves settle. As you feel ready, we're going to tune into our heart space. If you wish, you can place your hands over your heart. We're just going to breathe, tuning into our heart space. And with every breath, feel that radiant, beautiful heart space of yours expand. Feel it expand forward and back. Feel it expand through your sides, that beautiful, loving, radiant heart energy of yours. Feel it extend downward. Feel it extend upward. Imagine that the resonance of your heart is growing into a beautiful golden pink orb, growing from your heart and expanding all around you. Spreading all around you, stretching 10,000 feet above, below, behind, in front of, all around. This love in your heart radiates outward all around you for 10,000 feet. Breathe here, letting yourself attune to your radiant heart space. And then as you feel ready, let your consciousness drop down, down, down into the earth. Feel roots extending down through the base of your spine, all the way into the earth, growing and stretching, exploring, offering you support, offering you connection. With our roots firmly planted and our awareness firmly planted in the earth, feel your radiant heart bubble extend a little further. Invite the loving, nourishing energy of the earth to meld with your own heart radiance. Breathing in, feeling that loving support from the earth move up to our hearts. Breathing out, feeling it fill our heart-centered bubble. Breathing in again, feeling that radiant, loving earth energy move up, 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 up into our hearts. Breathing out, feeling that love stretch all around us, even back into the earth. One more time here. Breathing in, feeling that vibrant earth energy move up, 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 up into our hearts. Breathing out, feeling that vibrant earth energy move out all around us, even down into the earth. And from this place, radiant open heart, firmly planted roots, attuned to the earth, I invite you to send love and gratitude down to the earth through your roots or out through your heart space, whatever feels right to you. We'll breathe in, feeling all of our own love and gratitude, and we'll breathe out, letting that love and gratitude settle down into the planet. Once again, we'll breathe in, charging our field, our hearts, our beings with so much vibrant love, radiant gratitude, deep appreciation. And then we'll let that love on our out-breath roll down into the earth through our roots. Another deep breath in here, honoring our love and letting it go into the earth, deep, deep into the earth, sending love and gratitude down, down, down. Let's take a couple more breaths here, just feeling that attunement of our own heart with the earth, with the earth's love, with our own heart. Feeling this endless energy exchange, this constant cycle, this constant exchange, commingling. And as we sit here, deeply attuned to our own heart and to the loving life force of this planet, it becomes clear that the earth has a gift to give us. If you feel ready to receive, I invite you to open your heart to receive the gift that the earth has to give you now. And if nothing comes forward, that is okay too. Continue to send love down into the planet, trusting that we get exactly what we need in the right time and space. With your next breath, send a little bit more love and appreciation down to the planet. And then as you feel ready, you can imagine that your roots are disconnecting from the planet and starting to grow back up into our bodies, knowing that we can set these roots down anytime that we want or need. And as we feel ready, we can imagine that the huge, vibrant, loving heart space field that we set in the beginning is starting to shrink once again, coming back to us. Coming in until that field is about 1 foot, 12 inches around us. And with that field nice and tight, we'll take a couple more breaths here. Breathing in, connecting to our heart space. Breathing out, filling this bubble of love with our own gratitude, our own appreciation, our own creative life force. Feeling our vibrancy radiating all around us. With each breath, feeling just a little bit more held by our own love, our own life force, our own creative might. And with this heart bubble full of our own creative energy, where we sit now completely surrounded by our own love, our own life force, protected from the world around us, totally embodied in our own life force energy. Let's take a moment to just bow to our own heart, our greatest teacher, our greatest guide. Thanking yourself for giving yourself this space, this practice. As you feel ready, if you had your eyes closed, you can blink some light back into your eyes. If you had your hands on your body, you can go ahead and rub them together, kind of activating them. Feel free to drop into your journal, take notes on what that gift the earth gave you or anything else that might have come to you, trusting that what you experienced is exactly what you needed in this moment. It is such an honor to be able to guide you through this practice. It is such a gift to be in these bodies of ours that have the capacity to feel so many feelings and to transmute so much energy. It's likely your heart might be vibrating right now. And if it's feeling too much, feel free to imagine your heart like a beautiful blossom, open, showing itself to the world. And when you wish it, you can let that blossom just close back up, fold back up on itself, knowing that this beautiful heart blossom of yours can open at any time and close at any time. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I really do hope that we all will start to give ourselves more space to feel the big feelings, to feel the grief that is ever present in this world of ours. There's nothing to be ashamed of, for our grief is an offering of love to this world. And for those of us who do feel deep grief at what has been done to this planet, we can also hold that we have such big, loving hearts. Big, loving hearts are exactly what we need to bring about the change that is so desperately needed on this planet. Again, my name is Kristen, and I'm the founder of Roots of Radiance Reiki. If you feel called, I would love to work with you. I offer empowering tarot readings to help us get a little bit more guidance and insight. And I offer Reiki healing sessions. Energy healing is a really powerful way to help us clear blocks and reattune to our soul's wisdom and reattune to the world. I also offer Reiki training. So if you feel called to learn how to heal yourself with Reiki, this spiritually wise life force energy, I would love to hold you through that learning process as you deepen into relationship with your own life force, your own intuition, and with greater spiritual life force energy that is all around us all the time, offering us support as we tune back into our soul's purpose and live in alignment with our authentic selves. Bye now. Oh, actually, I'll put contact information below for how you can reach out to me, because in each other we find ourselves and we're stronger together. And we weren't meant to do this alone. We are communal beings, and together is the way we will move forward. Okay, bye for real now.